This guy transformed Excel frustration into a $30,000 monthly business during paternity leave. With no coding background, he learned a no-code platform while caring for his newborn. A journey that would soon take an unexpected turn. When his Reddit post unexpectedly went viral overnight, David Bressler faced a serious dilemma. A shocking $5,000 API bill and 100,000 visitors demanding his spreadsheet solution. The side project had suddenly become something much bigger, pushing him to make critical decisions under pressure. Want to see how this sleep-deprived new dad turned crisis into opportunity? Let's break down exactly how he built FormulaBot. From Excel frustration to no-code solution. What if I told you the next big tech success story started with a dad on leave just trying to solve an annoying work problem? That's exactly how David Bressler's journey began. As a data analyst, David faced a common workplace scenario that might sound familiar to you too. Picture dozens of frantic Slack messages flooding David's inbox daily. How do I create a VLOOKUP? Can you help with this conditional formula? I'm stuck on this calculation. These requests piled up constantly from colleagues who knew he was their go-to Excel expert. I was the Excel guy at work, David would later explain. Everyone knew to come to me when they got stuck with formulas. This barrage of questions revealed something significant. Excel is ubiquitous in offices worldwide, yet many professionals struggle with its formula language. David recognized an opportunity. What if there was a tool that could translate plain English into the exact Excel formula someone needed? The market potential was enormous. Millions of office workers use Excel daily and encounter the same frustrations his colleagues did. The perfect moment arrived when David started his paternity leave in July 2022. He now had 6 weeks away from his regular job, though caring for a newborn hardly qualified as downtime. Between midnight feedings and diaper changes, David committed to solving this Excel formula problem. One significant obstacle stood in his way. David had zero coding experience. In the tech world, this would typically be a deal breaker, but David discovered a surprising ally. Bubble.io, a no-code platform that would allow him to build without writing any code. I picked Bubble because it seemed like the most well-known and user-friendly option for someone with no coding background, David said. The platform's intuitive interface meant he could focus on problem solving rather than complex programming languages. David's learning process was far from glamorous. During daylight hours, he'd care for his infant. Then, in those precious moments when his baby finally slept, David would power through exhaustion, opening his laptop to work. I learned everything through YouTube tutorials, he explained. Whenever I hit a roadblock, I'd search for a specific video that addressed that exact issue. Despite constant interruptions and sleep deprivation, he made steady progress. His vision remained remarkably simple. Users would type what they wanted to do in Excel using conversational language, and the tool would generate the exact formula they needed. Working in short bursts during nap times, David created a basic prototype with just 3 elements: an input box, a generate button, and an output display for the formula. By the end of his paternity leave, David had a working version of what would become FormulaBot. Though lacking fancy features, it accomplished its core purpose, translating plain English requests into Excel formulas. This simple MVP proved something powerful. Even without coding skills, David could build a practical solution to a real problem using only no-code tools and determination, transforming those frustrating messages asking for help with Excel into a product that would soon help hundreds of thousands of people. The viral Reddit post that changed everything. David's story could have ended as just another side project built during paternity leave. But one simple post changed everything, literally overnight. With his basic prototype ready, David faced an important question. Would anyone actually use this tool? Building something for yourself is one thing, but creating a product others want is a completely different challenge. David needed to validate his idea quickly. He decided to share FormulaBot on the Excel subreddit, a community filled with spreadsheet enthusiasts. This was the perfect audience, people who regularly used Excel and might appreciate a tool that simplified formula creation. These were exactly the type of users who understood the pain point David was trying to solve. The post was a straightforward introduction to his tool, explaining its functionality and inviting users to try it out. He expected minimal engagement, perhaps a few dozen views and some constructive feedback to improve his creation. So after posting, David went to bed. When he woke up the next morning, he checked his phone as most of us do. But what he saw wasn't the usual handful of notifications. Something unexpected had happened. David immediately opened his website analytics and couldn't believe what he was seeing. A massive traffic spike had hit FormulaBot overnight. His screen displayed staggering numbers. Approximately 100,000 visitors had flooded to his website in just a few hours. His Reddit post had exploded like wildfire, becoming the top post of the week in the Excel community and quickly spreading to another popular subreddit called Internet is Beautiful, which propelled FormulaBot into viral territory. The comments section filled with enthusiastic responses from Excel users who had been waiting for exactly this type of solution. People tested the tool with increasingly complex formulas and shared their amazement when FormulaBot returned the correct code, the kind of organic excitement most startups only dream about. This sudden viral moment provided instant validation that David had built something people genuinely wanted. His hunch about the Excel formula pain point was confirmed by thousands of upvotes and comments. In that moment, David felt his perspective shifting from building a simple tool to recognizing a genuine market opportunity. But this validation came with an unexpected problem. David had built this as a free tool. Every formula generated required an API call to the AI service powering his application. With 100,000 users suddenly making requests, David was looking at an API bill between $4,000 to $5,000, a substantial amount for what was supposed to be a small side project. He now faced a critical business decision: shut down the service due to unsustainable costs, or find a way to monetize quickly. Instead of abandoning the project, David saw this challenge as an opportunity. The viral post had proven his idea had significant market potential, and he needed to transform FormulaBot from a free tool into a sustainable business fast, turning Crisis into a $30,000 monthly business. With a $5,000 bill in hand and thousands of new users flooding in, David faced a critical moment. His viral success threatened to end before it truly began. He needed to act fast, either find a way to cover these unexpected costs or watch his project collapse under its own popularity. David's first move was practical and immediate. He added a simple donation button to FormulaBot's interface. This temporary solution helped offset some costs, David explained. Grateful users contributed when they found the tool valuable, but donations alone couldn't sustain the growing platform. They bought David time, nothing more. He needed a real business model. The challenge was finding the right balance with pricing. Set it too high, and he would lose the viral momentum bringing thousands of new users daily. Price it too low, and he couldn't cover the growing API costs. After analyzing different options, David landed on a freemium approach. Users could access 5 free formula generations each month, enough to experience the value like a tasting menu at a restaurant, but limited enough to encourage power users to upgrade. For unlimited access, he set a subscription price at just $6.99 per month. This strategy maintained viral growth since new users could still try the tool without paying. It also created a clear path to revenue from those who found enough value to subscribe. The 5 formula limit wasn't random. David tested different thresholds to find the sweet spot that converted casual users to paying customers. David strategically evolved his pricing over time. He initially set subscriptions at $2.99 per month to capture early adopters. As FormulaBot grew and gained features, he gradually increased the price for new subscribers, eventually reaching $30 per month. Early users kept their original rates, creating loyalty while maximizing revenue from new customers. This approach created what David called a lock-in effect, encouraging long-term product use. Early users stayed for their favorable rates. New users paid more because the product had proven its value. The results were remarkable. Within 3 months of implementing the freemium model, FormulaBot built significant recurring revenue. The user base grew to over 650,000 registered users, with approximately 5,000 converting to paying subscribers. These subscribers generated around $26,000 monthly recurring revenue, growing as David refined his marketing and features. The lifetime value of each customer exceeded $100. What began as a crisis with a $5,000 API bill transformed into a thriving business, generating approximately $30,000 monthly within a year. FormulaBot grew to serve over 900,000 users worldwide, all from a simple tool built during paternity leave by someone with no coding skills. David's story shows how the right pricing strategy can make all the difference, turning a viral moment into a sustainable business through strategic pivots and continuous learning. David Bressler's story proves something powerful. You don't need coding skills to build a successful business. He spotted a common office frustration and created a solution that now serves 900,000 users and generates $30,000 monthly. The real lesson here? Opportunities hide inside everyday problems. Solutions to common frustrations can become valuable products, whether it's Excel formulas or turning viral moments into sustainable businesses. If you have an innovative idea for a website or web app, don't think there's a high barrier to entry, David advises. You don't need to know how to code to build something awesome. What everyday problem are you ready to turn into your big breakthrough?